Hi folks, Vince here again with the Tinkerer's Workshop. If you've ever built any projects where you have to do any bending of wood, there's several ways to go about doing that. You can use steam bending or kerf bending or bent laminations, but I want to talk today a little bit about a product that's relatively new. It's called cold bend hardwood, and it's really cool. So cold bend hardwood is just wood that has been steamed in an autoclave and then compressed, but rather than being compressed widthwise, it's been compressed longitudinally. So if you think of it sort of like a flexible drinking straw, it starts off like as a long piece of wood and then it's compressed and the cells sort of fold up accordion-like, and that allows you to bend the wood. It becomes very flexible. Now this is how it's shipped from the manufacturer. It's available from a company called PureTimber LLC, and I'll put a link to their website in here in case you're interested in learning more about it. But it comes wrapped in plastic because the wood is still damp. It has to be kept damp in order to maintain its flexibility. And the idea is, you open it up and then slice off a piece of it to use for your project. Because the wood has been compressed, it's under a great amount of tension and internal stresses. So they recommend that you don't cut it on a table saw because that sudden release of all that tension can cause the wood to crack or to kind of blow apart. So you can saw off a little piece on a bandsaw, and here I have a piece already cut off of another board, but it allows you to just make all kinds of crazy bends without the wood breaking. And while it's damp, it'll hold the shape. You can hold it, bend it by hand, just cold like that. If you clamp it or put something on it to hold its shape, as the wood dries overnight or so, it'll then maintain that shape when you release it. So it allows you to make some really crazy stuff with it. Here's a piece that's just been tied up into a knot. Here's another one that I made just kind of wrapping this around a large cylinder or dowel that I had, and it makes it almost like a spring. So just some really wild stuff. If you go to their website, you can check out, they have a gallery of different projects and things that people have made with this. Most of it is like art, sculptural type stuff, but just really some creative ideas of things you can do with it. So now this cold bend hardwood is a little on the pricey side. A piece like the one I showed you wrapped in plastic, it's typical size. They start around $100 and goes on up depending on the size of the piece and the species. Right now it's available in several different domestic hardwood species, oak and ash, elm. This is walnut. So take a look and see. It's not the kind of thing you're going to use every day, but for certain applications it makes sense, and it allows you to be a little bit creative and come up with some new ideas and new things to do with your woodworking.